Close your eyes and imagine this. Your lungs are screaming, sweat drips out of your brow, and your legs are burning as you're running down the field. Not only do you have to focus on where you're going and where the opponents are beside you, but you have to balance the ball on the stick all while running. 5 seconds left in the game, your team is 1 point down. You throw the ball up and hurl it as hard as you can into the goal. Before you know it, the crowd erupts in cheers, and you did it. You guys won by 2 points. No, I'm not describing a soccer game. I'm not describing a lacrosse game. I'm not describing any game you've probably heard of. I'm describing hurling, the national sport of Ireland, which is probably the oldest, most intense, and fast-paced field game played today. Today I'm going to give you a little brief history on the history of hurling, how hurling is played, and the legacy of hurling today. Hurling has its roots in the centuries before Christ, when the ancient Celts lived in Ireland, but today's modern game wouldn't come around until about the mid-1800s. According to heritage hurlers, handcrafters of the sticks used in hurling, which I will address later, the earliest reference to hurling appears in 1272 BC at the Battle of Monturia in County Mayo. Now the Firbolgs were being invaded, and the Firbolgs, they challenged their invaders to a contest that's similar to hurling. Ironically, the Firbolgs lost the battle, but they did win the contest. The legal system even the day took hurling into consideration, such as compensation for hurling-related incidents, and back then, boys, they considered it a rite of passage to become warriors to be a hurling player. Now, there was a warrior named Sententa, and because of his many exploits in hurling, he was given the name Cuchulainn, which is a name you might have heard of before. The game spread to England and Scotland, which caused quite a stir, and according to heritage hurlers, it was thought to be a threat to security. They'd already been invaded so many times, Ireland doesn't need another excuse to be invaded. There was a statute of Kilkenny which banned the game, but the ban didn't do very much good, and in 1537 the Statute of Galway again banned the game. Not doing very good again. Landowners, however, and years later, they became more accommodating for the game and would even organize little mini games between, such as 2 villages or 2 cities, something like that. A growing nationalism in Ireland in the mid-1800s led to political tension which took support away from the game, as well as the Great Famine being around that time period, and people are going to want to feed their family over, playing hurling. Michael Cusack came along in about 1884, and he founded the GAA, which, according to the heritage hurlers, is the biggest amateur sporting association in the world, with over 2,500 clubs, 300 of these not even being in Ireland, but more on that later. Cusack's owned the team. The Metropolitans played a team in Galway, but the game had to be stopped so many times because there was just no one playing by the same rules. Cusack saw this, and he realized there needed to be a regulation of the rules as well as a governing body for the sports. The Encyclopedia Britannica cites the GAA to have been founded in County Tipperary with the goal of reviving and standardizing hurling and other traditional Irish pastimes. The GAA boasts, the Gaelic Athletic Association, that the game of hurling is known as the oldest, fastest, and most skillful field game in the world. So I suppose you're asking, how do I play this fast-paced, intense, and obviously skillful game? Well, I'll tell you. Hurling is played on a wide field, approximately 150 meters by 90 meters, recorded by an Encyclopedia Britannica. Then there are only 2 pieces of playing equipment, but very complex rules. Now, you play with a stick, called the hurley, and the ball, which according to the GAA is officially called the sleoter, but no one really calls it that. At the end of each field is a goal, which crossbar above, like a football. Also below is a goal with a net, just like in soccer. Now the hurling rules may seem a bit complicated, especially when it comes to ball handling, such as you can bounce the ball or hit it off the stick, but you can only do that twice. Otherwise, you have to hurl it to a friend, or one of your teammates, or you have to bounce it on the stick while running. Not as easy as it seems. A player can either score by getting it above the crossbar, which is worth 1 point, or under the crossbar into the net, which is worth 3 points. And if a tie occurs at the end of a game, then there will be a rematch, not that same day, but about a week later, I guess you could say. Now that I've established how to play the game, let's look at some opportunities that you yourself might have to partake or just watch a match. Hurling may be the official sport of Ireland and is best known there, but there are so many opportunities all over the world where you yourself can watch, you have the opportunity to watch or even partake in a match. The hurling season lasts roughly between April and September, and I'm sure that if you just go on YouTube or go on the Irish Times website, you can look up and they'll give you highlights of games as well as things that'll help. Last year I had the chance to study abroad in Ireland, and I watched the Cork versus Clare championship match, which was amazing. Like I stated before, the GAA has over 300 clubs that aren't in Ireland. Countries such as Australia, Britain, United States, and Argentina. One local hurling club that I found right on the quarter is called the Akron Celtic Guards Hurling Club, and they practice every Sunday from 1 to 4. On their website, it says that their vision is as follows. The Akron Celtic Guards Hurling Club strives to increase awareness and foster the games of hurling and camogie, women's hurling, within our community and GAA Midwest GAA Division. As a member of the GAA, we share its main goal and purpose, to promote Irish culture and heritage through sport. So you can see, even though it's here in America, they still want to promote the GAA and the vision that Cusack had long ago. Think back to the scene I narrated. Seeing that moment of victory is unlike anything else, and I hope one day to partake in it. Then you yourself will be able to see hurling truly as fast and most skilled if you yourself just watch online or something. Or even find yourself in Ireland, watch a match, because it is quite an experience.